Welcome back. It's the Turing Cup 2020. Game 3. I'm the lovely Beatrix. Going to be talking you through all the action of Leeds versus Barcelona. My co-pilot for this game is the wonderful Roller Polar Bear.
Welcome.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Well, it's been an exciting day so far, and we really hope that you've been enjoying it at home. Make sure you use the hashtag Turing Cup 2020.
Yes.
And tell us your thoughts and feelings about life, the world, roller derby, everything really that you want. But right now we're going to go through the roster.
Eggs are a perfect shape.
Eggs are what?
A perfect shape.
Thank you, Bear. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm so glad that you're here at home and watching. We're going to go through the rosters right now. I'll kick it off with Leeds, Bear. So Leeds Roller Derby playing in the black for this game. Number 10, Eat My Glitter. 111, Grief Lightning. 1116, Acid Pain. 13, Flamboyant Potato. 167, Little Whippet. Number 2, Holy Moly. 2407, Right Hook Brook. 26, Kerosene. 282, Smiling Assassin. 41, Polly Killer. 426, Peril Street. 500, Grace Ventura. 81, and the captain, Kay Hizzle. 97, Lana Del Slay. And 98, Quick and Blocker Glory.
And lining up for Barcelona, playing in the black and the red is 1-0, Caparoo. 1-2, Sharon Strong. 130, Drama Tape. 161, Hysteria. 18, Jukebox. 1917, Debocha. 203, Willow Whips. 22, Gizus. 23, Maggie Love. 26, Anatomic. 314, Stacy Malibu. 333, Wicked Dame. 505, Marinaka. 616, Femina Morta. 707, Halibel. 718, Ali Oli. 78, Azote. 82, Corleone. 86, Rabia. And 981, Ricunia.
Thank you for that. We'll go through the officials as we get underway with the game, because I can see already on that Hive Store jam line.
Yes.
I tried to say all the words at the same time then. It didn't work.
No, it was seamless.
On the Hive Store jam line, we do have jammers lining up, and we look about ready to kick off into this first jam, Bear.
Indeed, and away we go. Kerosene lining up against Caparoo into this first jam. Sorry, it's Smiling Assassin. Smiling Assassin just trying to feel their way on the inside. Not looking at the outside, getting it shut down as we roll past the jam line. Caparoo being held by a free wall of Leeds. Smiling Assassin getting help from the Leeds pivot as we roll out of turn 2. Gets taken off. Great recycling by number 18. That is Jukebox. Looks like a 4-round penalty has been assessed to Caparoo. So Power Jam rolling straight into favour for Barcelona B.
Absolutely, and as you say, Power Jam, but also a blocker down for Barcelona as they also sit in the penalty box. So opportunity really knocking for Leeds now. However, no lead jammer called yet. We're 1 minute 14. We've just got over 30 seconds into this jam, and of course, as I say that, Bear, we do get Smiling Assassin picking up lead for Leeds.
Yeah, Quick and Blocker Glory going in for the offense on Jukebox. Jukebox really not taking into it as Quick and Blocker stays in the offense mode. But Smiling Assassin just being taken off on the outside coming out of turn 3/4. And we're just waiting for the points to be assessed. Sparks May Flyers having a quick word with Kilobyte about which point was picked up on that last pass.
So not quite the jam I was expecting to start off. I thought maybe Barcelona would have come out very strong and aggressive. Instead, they've kind of just eased into it. But what we've seen already in the games previously this morning is kind of those teams just feeling each other out, getting used to the floor here, and then sort of 10, 15 minutes into the game really starting to show the strategy in true colours. Let's see what this next jam brings. Holy Moly jamming for Leeds. Who is lead jammer? Marinaka for Barcelona, caught in the pack up by turn 1, Bear.
Yeah, just struggling to break on through. Leeds, no penalty so far, so that wall was strong, but Marinaka is out of the pack and looking for points. But Holy Moly being taken off on the turn 2 on the outside, being taken all the way back. Looks like a no pass, though, so they were able to get back into play. Meanwhile, Marinaka picks up the 4 points, but a cut penalty B has been assessed to the Leeds jammer, Holy Moly.
So Barcelona have a real opportunity here to get those points on the board, and indeed have surpassed Leeds right now. 4 plays 2. As Marineka comes into the pack once again, knocked out on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3, recycled right the way back to the corner of 2. Hits the pack once again though, Bear. Now going to look for space on that inside. Tries for the push, moves to the middle of that track, coming into the corner of turn 3 now, meets a 3 wall, beautifully braced by Leeds between 3 and 4, and escorted just slightly, but just enough off that pack to be forced to recycle behind the blockers of Leeds.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Holy Moly is out of the pack, also being recycled by the Barcelona blockers. Goes for the apex jump as Marineka, but it does not succeed, and you do have to return and try and break through once again. But good work from Leeds on turn 3 and 4, just holding on to Marineka in that free wall as Leeds are trying to get the offense with the one blocker for Holy Moly, but both jammers not finding much success on this turn.
Yeah, I have to say that Leeds' bracing in this jam so far has been phenomenal. Really able to absorb the hits from the jammer and respond accordingly to wherever she wants to be. Marineka does make it out though through and picking up further points for Barcelona. Comes in pretty much unchallenged for that 3rd scoring pass there. Calls off the jam, but Leeds also able to just scrape through with some points there.
Yeah, picking up the points, vital at the end of that pass, but Barcelona coming out the stronger. 11 points picked up on that pass by her, so their first points on the board, retaking the lead from Leeds. It's a 6-point spread.
The lead from Leeds always makes me smile. I don't know, it's just, it feels good to say it.
Yes.
Just lots of leads. Anyway, back to the action. Little Whippet with the star for Leeds. Willow Whips for Barcelona. Willow Whips held at the back once again at that Leeds 3 wall, something they're clearly well trained in and practicing. Number 22 for Barcelona, Geisers unable to land a hit and support a teammate out as Leeds once again go through, picking up lead jammer for Little Whippet.
Yeah, Little Whippet now got a good track length on Willow Whips. Willow Whips trying to find the outside, not successful. As Little Whippet getting recycled back all the way to turn 4. Willow Whip still trying to find a way out, but there has been a star pass. Star pass has been engaged, and it is Maggie Love now with the star. Flamboyant Potato would just come out of the box, picked up a penalty for Leeds, is now back in the penalty box. So Leeds one blocker down into this next jam, B.
And I think a really good strategy for Barcelona there to just pass that star there. Jammer was not able to make any kind of headway against that Leeds blocking contingent. So passing the star and just having a second bite at the cherry that is points was a really smart move. And they had plenty of time to do it, but unfortunately when you're not lead jammer, you're not in that driving seat. Reset in, Leeds picks up 3 points. Barcelona held at 11. Back to the jamming action. Grief Lightning for Leeds up against Caparoo for Barcelona.
And Barcelona run into penalty trouble straight from the offset. That is 3-3-3. Wicked Dame on the way to the penalty box. So both teams a blocker absent at this time. And we do see Barcelona picking up the lead. Caparoo, second jam out and picking up the first lead of this first half. Grief Lightning also out and about and now looking for points as we roll to turn 2.
I do feel like the blockers picking up penalties from both teams is hindering any kind of strategy play that either team want to do right now. However, jammers adapting to do that. We've seen some beautiful apex jumps and also just lovely pushes through, taking their time, finding the space in the pack and not taking those big risks just yet. Scores are looking 3 points there for Barcelona, takes them up to 14. Leeds held at 8. We've got 23 minutes 40 on the clock. If you've just joined us, Leeds in the black today and Barcelona playing in the red.
And away we bounce off the Hive jam line with Marineka and Smiling Assassin. And Marineka is out of the pack and looking for points. So lead to Barcelona. Smiling Assassin seeing that inside open up briefly, but it got shut down by 1-8 Jukebox. And yet again, Jukebox chasing down something we're very familiar with, B.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautifully, perfectly timed hit. Just catching Smiling Assassin as she exited the pack. Here we see Marineka with a fantastic apex jump. Doesn't land it quite the way she would have liked. Worth a go, though. There were no other players around to cause any kind of contention or problems. It would have, if it had paid off, it would have been perfect. No matter, those 4 points are still in her pocket and well on her way to helping Barcelona get the score they want.
Yeah, Jam coming to a whistling end. Leeds still on the 8 points. Barcelona now coming up to 22. That's 14 points in favour for Barcelona at this time. And the thing is, B, is saying that we've noticed from the first two games is the low-scoring starts. Yeah. No team has come flying out of the pack and picked up a huge point spread.
No, we're not seeing 44-point jams here this weekend just yet. I think some of the highest have maybe been 20s and 22s, which seems reasonable to me. We're straight back into the action, though. Leeds on a micro pack, 2 blockers in the penalty box, 1 standing. Just coming off the Hive Skate Hub jam line, there is Holy Moly for Leeds, Willow Whips once again for Barcelona. And I think this change around in jammer pairings for Willow Whips really works out, as this time she's able to grab lead for Barcelona.
Yeah, and it was good work from Willow Whips as well, just holding on the outside and just started to wait for the no play call, and then was just off and now already back in the pack looking for points. But Holy Moly also chasing up as we roll into turn 3. Holy Moly takes the contact but gets taken off and now starts to get recycled back. Willow Whips, though, being held into that Leeds wall, broken up slightly by some offense coming in from Barcelona, but both jammers at this time out of turn 2, but not out of the packs just yet.
And really we're seeing a lot of this defensive action from both the teams. The straightaway between turn 2 and 3 is really where it's all taking place. As jammers are caught, the pack tightens up, everything turns to slow-mo as blockers really pull those walls together. You know, we're seeing beautiful bridging. At the same time, then we're seeing those packs collapse in. Here, just that one-on-one blocking against Holy Moly with that knockout and recycle back. Perfectly timed for Barcelona. Is going to make Holy Moly run that gauntlet of blockers once again from Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona deciding to shut the door on that one. Coming out 1 point the better. 26 now plays 11 as we hit the 10-minute mark in this first half of this third game here at #Turing Cup 2020, the Puzzling Cup.
But do you know what? So far it's been a wonderful tournament to be at. Brilliant atmosphere here in venue. So if you were thinking about coming down tomorrow, make sure you do. But also look out for it next year. Get it in your calendars to come on down, because we've seen some quality roller derby. And more for your eyeballs. Caparoo with the star for Barcelona. Little Whippet for Leeds. Leeds starting once again with a blocker in that penalty box. So Barcelona with the slight advantage means they're able to build that brace 3 wall at the back of the pack just by jam line and still send off a player to give some offense for Caparoo and try and spring a 3 of the 3 wall from Leeds.
Looks like a forearm penalty. It was assessed on Barcelona blocker, and a multiplayer block being dished out to a Leeds blocker as well. So blocker going into the penalty box as we see Caparoo pick up the lead for Barcelona. A good 40 seconds waiting to be picked up. Oh, Caparoo takes the apex. Yep. Just being able to hold in line as well, and that was the skill just then. But we do have a successful star pass now to Eat My Glitter.
The Caparoo once again, double apex in this jam, works out superbly, able to call it off and pick up those points for Barcelona. And it's clearly something that Barcelona are training in, because we've seen multiple jammers attempt the apex, but be really, really disciplined in when they've not felt like they've landed it quite well. They've gone back, they've took the time to make sure they're not picking up any of those silly penalties which can really cause trouble further down the line in a game. It's a real testament to their training that they know when that's right. There's no even second glance. You can see it's almost an instant reaction. But to see Caparoo land those 2 apex jumps so well, so lovely, so clean to get those points, brilliant.
And exactly the same place as well. And as you said, B, it is something that they should have been training with, and you can clearly see it's paying off. We've obviously realised that there is them little gaps opening up on the inside, and they're taking full advantage of it. As the scores are saying now, the 34-31. You know, it's your 21-point split in favour of Barcelona at this time. Remember, kids, maths is fun, and you can do the point spreads like that in a heartbeat.
34-13.
34-13.
Maths is fun. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But what I do have to say is, if you're training at home, train and think about how you're going to disrupt a team from setting you up to end up on that apex. If that team has jammers that they know are drilling, jumping those apexes, and they set you up, they capture you in that place and not the straightaway, they're doing it for a reason, right? They're doing it because they know that their jammers are able to do that jump, and that's something that they're training for. So look at that and think about how can you do it differently? How can you get out of those situations? Much harder for an apex jump to happen where there is no apex. Funnily.
But meanwhile, as we were saying it, Grief Lightning didn't jump the apex, but is out and is lead for Leeds. Meanwhile, Marineka is also out of the pack, but half a track behind Grief Lightning. Grief Lightning already passed 2 blockers of Barcelona, but now gets taken off on the inside by number 2 free. That's Maggie Love. And the jam comes to a quick end with 3 points being picked up by Leeds.
And Leeds once again with a blocker going into that penalty box towards the end of that jam. Brief discussion in the inside about points. 2 points picked up by Barcelona to Leeds 3. So Barcelona, even when they're not in a positive scoring differential, still keeping that pressure on Leeds. 16 plays 36. Quick time check for you. 18 minutes 20 on the clock. We have gone into an official timeout. It's time for me to tell you a little bit about our sponsors, Bear.
I'm excited. Tell me more, please.
I'm going to try to do it without messing it up.
Thank you.
Hive Skate Hub provides a range of roller skating products with a specialism in roller derby. Their skate shop is located in Manchester City Centre. You can find them in Facebook land.
And the onlines.
And on the line, see? Distro Hex is a workers' cooperative set up in November 2018 for the main purpose of creating and distributing propaganda in order to amplify the voices of the marginalised, the less heard and the othered. Bringing you badges, books, patches, stickers and zines. Find them at distrohex.org. One more? You want more?
Yes.
This one is very good for you. Roller Dirty Soaps. Roller Dirty is the brainchild of Becky, a roller derby and handmade loving human. All the soaps are handmade and vegan using all natural cruelty-free products and smell incredible. Find them at Roller Dirty on Facebook and Etsy. Back to it, Bear.
Yes, Willow Whips straight out of the pack, coming into turn 2, picking up lead for Barcelona. Power Jam, though, in lead for Barcelona as Grief Lightning is sat in the penalty box with a Leeds blocker. So Barcelona looking to take full advantage. Oh, quick inside whip. That is number 981. That's with Queenia with a great whip on the inside, getting Willow Whips through. Quicker block of glory picks up a forearms penalty. So Leeds losing a pivot. So Leeds picking up a couple of penalties at the start of this jam. Grief Lightning, though, takes big contact. Now getting clipped off and recycled. Same as Willow Whips out of turn 4. It's a quick jam and a frantic jam at that, B.
It really is, and that's maybe because there's less bodies on track due to the penalties that Leeds have been picking up. 2 in the box to start, another 1 going in as they were released. You know, this penalty spiral for Leeds really needs to be managed now, and they need to think about taking a timeout, maybe just stopping and refocusing to kind of stop this spiral. Beautiful work, though, by Grief Lightning, who was trying to find those points, came one-on-one against Jukebox. Got on through but was not able to pick up anything there. Meanwhile, Barcelona take 7 points home with them to their bench, taking their score to 43. Leeds at 16.
Yeah, 16 over the 43. Coming to the 16 minutes mark. We're looking at about a 3 jammer rotation for Barcelona at this time. Leeds playing with about 4 jammers. And not out on track at the same time because WFCDA rules say you can't do that.
That would be wild.
No, you can't do that, John. It's not right. But we are back into the action. Holy moly for Leeds and Caparoo for Barcelona as we bounce and shimmy away into this next jam. And Caparoo picks up second lead jam in 3 jams. They've been on track and away Caparoo goes looking for points.
I kind of love the way that Barcelona really are able to swarm around the players. It's almost like, I don't want to say hive mind because that's a real Gotham thing and that's their thing, but they're really in sync as a team in terms of how they play out their defensive strategies. And it's a joy to see. It's obviously very effective. They're doing a great job here. But just a moment to appreciate Caparoo as a jammer because she's just got this ability to keep upright on her feet, really take it to the edges and absorb those hits. And that doesn't come from luck. That comes from, you know, working hard in your training and really understanding your centre of balance on your skates and things like that. And just the way she's able to absorb hits and then take them into a turn, use that momentum to push out, it's brilliant. Yeah,
it really is. And I think the Apex jump was a great example of that as well. You know, they took the hit as they were landing it and they still stayed in. It's a great testament.
Definitely.
We are back into this next jam. Smiling Assassin coming up against Marinacre with 15 minutes left to play in this first period. Marinacre getting recycled back. Smiling Assassin trying the outside. A Smiling Assassin tried the outside. A gap opened up. And Marinacre said, I'll have some of that.
Yeah, I mean, Kay Hizzle did a fantastic job just knocking Marinacre into the inside line. Didn't have the backup, though, to help protect that outside line once Marinacre came back on track. And that's where she was able to make those gains as lead. Caught up in the pack, though, but also in the driving seat, able to call off that jam, deny Leeds opportunity to score once again. So we're seeing 3 jams in a row here where Leeds have not put points on the board. 16 plays 47. We're in jam number 11. Still low scoring, though, Bear. We've not seen a lot of big multi-passes.
No, not big. And just at the end of that jam, we just saw 2 more points get just chucked on the board at the end. Have to confirm with the OPR. So Barcelona have pushed it to 49, but it's on the 14-minute mark.
Yeah.
So you're right, Peter. There's no huge point spread happening at this time.
Back into it, Little Whippet up against Willow Whips once again. Now, Willow Whips came up against Little Whippet earlier on in this first half, was not successful, past the start then. This time, however, Barcelona doing a little bit more of that crowding. However, a little help from number 1-3, Flamboyant Potato for Leeds, helps spring Little Whippet free and pick up lead for Leeds.
Yeah, now we're looking at a star pass now to Maggie Love for Barcelona. Meanwhile, Little Whippet catching the apex, and away they go. This has been the first lead for Leeds in 3 jams, but the star pass has proved successful. Maggie Love is out of the pack and looking for points, but Little Whippet with another pass to play on shuts the jam down and picks up a few more points for the Yorkshire team. 23 plays 49 with that 7-point pass.
Absolutely fantastic and beautiful work on that first points pass coming through for Little Whippet. She was able to find that space on the inside line. Nice sweep from the team, just cleared that path and enabled her to get through with very little effort, which is what you want in these kind of physical games. You don't want your jammers working harder than they need to. That's exactly what your blockers are there for, right?
Absolutely. And speaking of blockers, the penalty box is empty at this time. So we're all full on track, but it looks like Caparoo has run into a cut track. So the penalty box will be having an attendee, but it is a jammer and a power jam now to Grief Lightning and to Leeds. And Grief Lightning picks up the lead.
I feel like this is the first power jam in the game in favour of Leeds.
I believe you're correct.
I mean, I've said it now, so it's real. Let's see if Leeds are able to capitalise or whether there's some neutrality coming from Barcelona. However, I have to say, Jukebox then, hanging out the front of the pack, waiting for Grief Lightning, was not able to land a hit to slow down successfully enough. Barcelona's other blockers did try and come up there and help out, most notably 1-3-0 Drama Tape. But Grief Lightning could not be contained. Comes in now for a second scoring pass. Number 98, Quicken Blocker Glory, tries to clear away in the 3-wall from Barcelona. Not successful. And Caparoo back on track and in play for Barcelona as Jammer is also going to be looking for those points.
Yeah, Grief Lightning, meanwhile, is out of turn 1 and out the pack, picking up 4 more points. Caparoo has got the star pass to Jukebox. And Jukebox now will be looking to try and pick up points, but Grief Lightning in control of this jam and shuts it down. So more additional points just picked up at the end of that pass. This is the highest points Leeds have picked up so far in this game. That's 3 points. That's 11 points. We're now 34-49, 15-point spread.
But I have to say, it was the will of the crowd that Jukebox became jammer. The crowd were very happy to see that indeed. But brilliant that there's so many blockers on the Barcelona rotation. Obviously, we're happy to take that start. You know, it's not a struggle. If their jammer, their chosen jammer at first can't get through, they're just flipping that over. Why waste time worrying about it? This time, however, Marinacre certainly not worried about anything. Lead jammer for Barcelona as Holy Moly pushes through the pack in turn 2 to complete her first pass.
Oh, Marinacre nearly succeeding with that turn 1 apex jump. Deciding to play it safe, take themselves off, call that jam off, and it's a 0-0 jam. I believe it's our second 0-0 jam of this game so far, as we reset with a nice empty penalty box, all blockers and all jammers on track, and we are ready to skate again.
Well, Leeds actually making some small gains here. 34 plays 49, so just 15-point differential in it. So they are making those small gains. We've got 10 minutes left of this period. Barcelona now needs to think about either ramping up from the holding position they've been in and start getting some bigger points on the board, or really shutting down the opportunities that Leeds have to score. Smiling Assassin with the star for Leeds. Willow Whips for Barcelona. Willow Whips really hanging out the back of that pack, being challenged by that fluid four-wall from Leeds. All eyes on Barcelona's jammer. A Smiling Assassin left, trusted to get on with her own devices, which she certainly does, picks up lead for Leeds.
Jukebox going in for the offense, trying to help out Willow Whips, but Jukebox takes the star. Great work from Jukebox. And also, just as Jukebox picks it up, Smiling Assassin is on the way to the penalty box, so now power jam in favour of Barcelona and Jukebox.
Absolutely, though, all jammers are equal, but some jammers are more equal? No. I don't think it would matter who was out there. When you've got a power jam, if your team are drilled enough, you can really make a great opportunity of it. However, Leeds weren't able to capitalise on their power jam, so interesting to see what Leeds do to try and neutralise this one against them.
Yeah, but I think when you hear it's Jukebox jamming, I think everyone gets a tingle in the spine for this.
Yeah, well, if you've got that kind of reputation, and you're gonna have that, definitely. And Duke certainly living up to it with that beautiful piece of footwork on the inside line. The 180 spin to just shake off the defenses being put up against her.
Yeah.
4 further points on the board for Barcelona. Bear. They're sitting at 8 right now. Smiling Assassin is back on track and in play. This is a full 2-minute jam, of which matter of seconds left. And Jukebox comes in with that big old hit.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think Jukebox is having fun out there, but also Jukebox was trying to get that jammer back into that pack so Barcelona could swarm. Didn't pay off. It nearly did. But big jam from Barcelona. That point spread is just edged out now. 61, playing over 38. We're back into that 23-point spread in favour of the team from Spain.
And if we rewind time just a little bit, I did say Barcelona needed to start doing something to really get that moving, and that's the biggest scoring jam so far of the half. So Barcelona and I certainly on the same page there is all I'm saying, 38-61.
I used to be a rep in Spain. Yeah, that's my story. I'm not telling you any other stories about my time in Spain.
Please don't. So we are on Jam 15. It is an official timeout. Speaking of our officials, we want to say thank you to our game officials today. X-Ray Ted, Animal, Dropkick Brews, Crystal Vice, Jack, Sherry Bobbins, Dr. Quadson, Corky Rocks, Alphan Yeti, Hitting Hellcat, Halo Jones.
And the skating officials, Cluster Smoke, Victoria Velociraptor, Timmery, Sparks Fly, McFarlane, Scream Reaper, and Kilobyte. All in attendance and on track at this time.
7 minutes 48 left of this first half. Leeds start with 1 in the box. Caparoo with the star for Barcelona. Little Whippet for Leeds. Caparoo pushes forward first of all. 3-3-3. Wicked Dame comes up initially to offer up some offense. Checks in whether bridging's required. It isn't. Goes in there straight into turn 1 Bear. Just trying to break up that 3 wall that we've seen Leeds brace so well, but has to drop back. Needs to support the team in bridging and leaves Caparoo to fight it out.
Yeah, Caparoo just trying to break out at 10-1, but it's just being held. Now Little Whippet is just trying to see that inside, but Caparoo is out and has picked up lead. Meanwhile, Little Whippet trying to get the assistance of Lalana Del Slate. It isn't coming forth with Flamboyant Potato now on the way to the penalty box for Leeds. At least 2 blockers now in the penalty box. That's going to make a difference. Caparoo, though, dealing with last line defense for Leeds as Little Whippet still trying to find the way through. But Barcelona holding strong with this bracing position and doing very well. But Caparoo, penalty trouble. Looks like a high block penalty being assessed. So power jam now goes to Leeds.
Absolutely, but I have to give props to number 82 from Barcelona, Corleone, who's kind of just marking Eat My Glitter, who's taken the star for Leeds. through the pack here, building those bridged three walls when needed, bracing where needed, but all in all just being that eyes on the jammer, not giving enough space. Eat My Glitter does finally make it through, completes the initial passes. Caparoo stands in the penalty box. A whole load of fray going on into turn 3, Bear, as both teams jostle for position. Eat My Glitter comes in on this first scoring pass as Caparoo returns to play. Hits the 3 wall, escorted to the outside, going to be recycled right the way back. But Hallibull and Wicked Dame, they're able to support, give space on that outside line. And indeed, Caparoo able to complete the pass and pick up 4 points.
Yeah, just at the end of that pass, Leeds Jammer coming through in My Glitter, picking up 2 points. So 44 playing the 65. So it looks like we are at a 21-point game with 5.5 minutes left to play of this third game here at Turing Cup 2020. Say it the right way, you'll find it.
Cup Turing.
Cup Turing. Could I interest you in a Cup of Turing?
Leeds doing a fantastic job of picking up 6 points in that previous jam there, and really able to kind of put the pressure back on Barcelona. Now they need to carry that on into this jam to really push it home. Grief Lightning going to be trying to do that. Picks up lead for Leeds. Marinacre held at the back of the pack by a braced 3 wall. As Grief Lightning comes in once again. We're just on the straightaway up by turn 1 here, Bear. All the action happening there. Marinacre not able to get any kind of traction going on this pass.
No, and now getting recycled now by Kay Hazel as well. So Marinacre finding it tough out there. Meanwhile, Grief Lightning trying to push that Barcelona wall into turn 2. Looking for these gaps on the outside. Now looking at the inside. Now just trying to pick up both of these blockers to get them moving. But Barcelona doing a great job. But yet again, Maggie Love taking the star with the successful star pass. And Barcelona back into the point scoring area. But Grief Lightning was aware of it and shuts that jam down and will come away with 4 points.
Absolutely beautiful awareness from blockers as well, just letting Grief Lightning know that Jammer was coming up and into that scoring position. So she was able to call it, frees Barcelona from picking up any further points, as you say. 48 plays 65, so Leeds working incredibly hard right now to really knock down that differential. Barcelona are going to have to pull something different out of the hat here, because I feel like Leeds have kind of figured out their strategy in play and they're working hard to shut it down.
Yeah, Willow Whips back on track for Barcelona. Coming up against Holy Moly. Holy Moly just playing a defense role, but big contact by Flamboyant Potato takes Willow Whips off track. Both jammers being recycled back. Holy Moly back in track quicker. Sees the outside, sees it again, and picks up lead. Meanwhile, Willow Whips all the way at the Hive jammer line. Goes for that star pass, and yet again it's Maggie Love with the star now for Barcelona.
Yeah, Maggie Love pulling double duty here, pivoting twice and picking up that jammer, the jammer star twice as well. Gets through the pack, but this is only the initial. Holy Moly already on 4 points, calls off the jam. I want Leeds to be brave. I want them to run it for more than one pass. I believe that their blockers can do it.
But then you're also looking at the point spread, which is now 13. They don't need to run it just yet.
No, I know, but I just want them to run it. It's not about what they need to do, it's what I want them to do, Bear.
Well, I want to fit in size 36 jeans, and that ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Don't we all? I just feel like what the blockers need here for Leeds is just a really great run at being able to push that out and really grapple with Barcelona. And they're not kind of getting that because we're shutting it down. Like you say, it's not that time for it right now. I get that. Little whip it up against Marinacre, and Marinacre off to the penalty box. Cut track penalty, forearms penalty assessed. So this is power jam again in favour of Leeds, and maybe Bear, this is the moment of opportunity for them now to really hammer home the pressure that they're putting on Barcelona.
Yeah, they really are, and they have picked up that lead. Good penalty kill so far for Barcelona. Did hold Little Whip It for a good few seconds. So that will mean that Marinacre can get out of the penalty box, but they are on the first scoring pass at Leeds. And hits the inside.
Beautiful.
Pretty much unopposed. Great offensive work coming in from Leeds onto turn 3.
Yeah, and all the action happening there. Barcelona just trying to pull back towards the straightaway slightly as Marinacre returns to play. But Little Whippet able to get on out once again. So 2 scoring passes. Checked in with the bench. There's still over a minute of gameplay left here. Is this going to be the multi-pass we want, that I want? No, it's not. Little Whippet denies me and Barcelona opportunities. 8 points for Leeds, no points for Barcelona, no love for Beatrix. 60 plays 65 though, Bear. Leeds well and truly pulling that back from the brink.
Well, you had a 23-point spread. It's been the most common thing. So we have had 3 leads in a row now for Leeds, who have really brought it in. And Barca have been held scoreless now for 4 jams. So 60 playing 65. Barcelona need answers, and that's why a timeout has been called by Barcelona.
Yep, and nice and strategic as well. Okay, there's only a minute left of gameplay, so, they could have carried on to the halftime, maybe done the conversation then. But I think for whatever team, if you are starting to feel that pressure, it's always nice to finish the half with a win, with a load of points in your pocket. It just feels better. It lifts you and it takes you into that second half feeling a lot more confident. Speaking of feeling confident, Bear, KB Sports Massage, a Northampton injury clinic helping people from all ages of life with all musculoskeletal injuries, general aches and pains, sports and occupational injuries. They're here this weekend, but you can also find them on Facebook.
I need lots of sports massage.
I don't think sports massages are the thing that's going to help you. Okay, but we look like we're going to get back to the action.
You don't know. So 1 minute 10 left to play. 60 plays 65. Smiling Assassin and Caparoo on track. Caparoo trying to find that inside, getting it shut down by Flamboyant Potato. Meanwhile, up front, Smiling Assassin fighting out, looking at the outside, and picks up your lead. So Leeds looking to finish this first half by possibly retaking the lead from Barcelona. Caparoo taking off the start, trying to throw a bit of confusion into the mix, but Leeds are doing a great work here. Yeah. Great bracing by the 3 blockers of Leeds, leaving the 1 blocker to get up there and get on the offense for Smiling Assassin.
I'm really enjoying the work that Leeds are putting in here in terms of that bracing. They're doing some amazing stuff. Corleone was at the front of the pack once again for Barcelona, really trying to direct change. However, picks up a penalty. It's Barcelona's turn for a little bit of a penalty spiral with 2 in the box, 1 for Leeds. Clock's pretty much running down, but Bear, that 4-point pass there takes them to within a 1-point differential. 64 for Leeds, 65 for Barcelona, and we are going into the half with that.
We are. We're also going into the half on a power jam in favour of Barcelona. Just at the end, just as Smiling Assassin called it off, didn't make contact with the Barcelona blockers and took themselves off track, as they were calling it. So skating out of play has been called. So at the beginning of the second half, we're going to have a lead change with 67-65 in favour of Leeds. However, it is a power jam in favour of Barcelona.
Well, I mean, it's going to be exciting. It's edge of your seat stuff here, and if the last few games have been anything to go by, this whole weekend is going to be something that you want to sit on your sofa, not move, and just stay tuned into. We're going to give you a quick break now so you can go and grab your favourite beverage, maybe feed the cat, and we'll see you back here shortly.
Shabba.
And that's exactly what I was saying, but nobody else.
You don't get flipped for kicks.
Exactly. Welcome back. It's Turing Cup 2020. We are on game number 3. It's Leeds versus Barcelona. I'm the lovely Beatrix, joined by the wonderful Roller Polar Bear. And if you missed this first half, well, you have missed a cracker of a game so far. But don't worry about it. You can watch it anytime you like on YouTube. Bear, tell us a bit more about the scoreline. Barcelona 65, Leeds going to 67 just at the half.
Yeah, absolutely. A big last 10 minutes from Leeds. Zorn retaking the lead from Barcelona at the close of play. But Leeds running into penalty trouble at the end, so they will be starting on a jammer in the box with a Barcelona power jam. But tail of the tape from this first half is 167 from Leeds. Coming out the biggest point scorer, that's Little Whippet, picking up 26 points. And jamming a lot more jams than the other jammers of Leeds, which is 282, number 2, and 111. But Barcelona their biggest highest is 1-0, and Caparoo, which we talked about in the first half, B. Some great apex jumps from them. They pick up 19 points in that first half. But 505, which is Marinaka, picking up 18 points as well. So, Barcelona having the more consistent with jamming points, but Leeds edging out with that 2-point spread. There has been a lot of back and forth. Barcelona at one point with a 23-point spread, and Leeds chipping away at it, and that's why we've got these scores now at 67-65. No team has run away with this just yet. Barcelona looked as though they were going to do it, but that got shut down very quickly by Leeds with some great bracing action from some great free wall blocking from Leeds.
Absolutely. The defensive work that Leeds have been putting up is beautiful. Sometimes they've struggled with penalties to actually have the skaters on track to be able to do some really great offense, but when they have had them, they've really deployed that well. And I'd say definitely coming out as a stronger team in terms of defense. But Barcelona able to take more risks, or feel like they're taking a few more risks with more passes per jam than perhaps Leeds are doing. And something we chatted briefly about was the fact that I wanted to see Leeds just do more than the one pass, just actually push it a bit more, trust in their blockers from a jamming point of view, and push it and see if they can make those gains. So it'd be interesting to see if that strategy switches up in the second half. Did also really feel that Leeds were figuring out Barcelona's strategies and able to shut them down more often than not going into the end of that first half. But we're right back into it now. Leeds with Smiling Assassin in the penalty box, and coming off the Hive Skate Hub jam line, it's Marinaka for Barcelona.
Yeah, and coming out of the turn one and picking up lead, Barcelona with just 2 blockers on track at this time. So Barcelona have a little bit of penalty trouble at the end of the first half, running into the second. Marinaka, though, being taken off. Great contact from Leeds blocker Kero Sin, being able to take Marinaka, who is now in the scoring zone for Barcelona. And we are seeing Smiling Assassin out of the penalty box and back on track and looking to break on through. But Barcelona, the blockers are in attendance and waiting for them on the first turn.
Yep, so all the action happening now between turns 1 and 2. Marinaka, though, off to the penalty box. Looks like a forearms penalty was assessed there. So this is power jam in favour of Leeds. In fact, I'm thinking it was an insubordination was given, but I'll wait to hear better from clarity from refs later on. So all to play for now. Smiling Assassin able to make some much needed gains and really give Leeds some breathing space in the lead they've already picked up. 2 wall going into turn number 4. Smiling Assassin takes that outside line, shrugs off Hallibell. 7-0-7 for Barcelona's advances, and comes in once again on a second scoring pass. Knocked out though, recycled back into the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. Marinaka returns to play. Hits straight into that fray bear, but Leeds blockers there once again, just not giving any space. 4-2-6 Peril Street leading that charge, joined by number 13 Flamboyant Potato.
Yeah, Smiling Assassin though has now picked up a penalty, so Power Jam swings back in favour of Barcelona at the beginning of this jam. Quick start, a couple of penalties going back and forth, and Barcelona at the end picking up the 4 points. Leeds though picking up 6 points in that jam, leaves the scores at 73-69. Nice. With a 4-point spread.
So fantastic work by both teams there, but Leeds definitely with that edge and able to have that penalty pulled by Barcelona's jam. It was a real gain for them. However, they weren't really able to capitalise on it. There was only one pass made before Marinaka returned to play. Let's see how Barcelona get on now. They are in that power jam start. It is Caparoo with the star. Smiling Assassin sitting in the penalty box. I am going to check out who is pivot on this jam for Leeds. I wonder if we'll see a star pass as Caparoo tries to make it through but picks up a penalty as well. Back block penalty assessed. So we are going to see double power jams once again.
Yeah, Barcelona trying to control this wall as the jammer is out of the box. Smiling Assassin now trying to find their edges out. Jukebox is waiting in attendance with also 1-3-0. That's Drama Tape. Trying to make sure they keep hold of Smiling Assassin, but Smiling Assassin is out, and lead So they are in control of this jam as all the blockers are now in attendance coming out of turn 1 and hitting turn 2. Smiling Assassin just picking up that speed, coming round their own pack, comes into penalty trouble, comes into blocking trouble from their own blocker, and was taken down to the floor because of that.
Well, Smiling Assassin certainly not doing any kind of stopping there. Calls off the jam as Caparoo returns to play. Just going to check in with the points that Leeds were able to pick up. Barcelona, I think, struggled to get any kind of traction in that jam, but 1 point picked up by Leeds takes them to 74. Barcelona sitting at 69.
So Holy Moly coming up against Willow Whips into this next jam on the Hive Hub Skate Shop jam line, and off we go. Willow Whips trying to find that inside. Holy Moly also trying to find that inside. Now the outside for Holy Moly, but Holy Moly just gets taken off. Looks like a 4 ounce penalty has gone to Holy Moly. Jammer penalties quite a lot at the beginning of this second half.
Coming in thick and fast, to be honest. I think every jam we've had so far, they've had jammer penalties in them of both flavours and varieties.
Willow Whips sees that inside but gets it shut down very quickly, and that's number 426.
Peril Street.
Yeah, Peril Street, great blocking from Peril, but Willow Whips is out and is lead for Barcelona. So they'll be trying to rein in that Barcelona 5-point spread and try and retake the lead, but Willow Whips being taken off.
So Leeds with a blocker in that penalty box also means they're looking pretty light out on track right now. However, Willow Whips just retrying and retesting the defences from Leeds up in turn 2 to try and get some traction. Just keeps finding herself ejected out the back of the pack though, Bear, and forced to turn back in, recycle through. Patience will pay off, but it's how patient you can stay under a pressured situation when Holy Moly is back on track and in play for Leeds.
Yeah, and Holy Moly sees it outside, comes through, picks up the 4 points. Jammer calls it off at the end. They have picked themselves up 3 points, so the jam rolls in favour of Leeds. We're now at a 6-point spread in favour of the team from Yorkshire.
Great work all round from both teams, but it's really now the point where they've got to, either one of them have got to start stepping on the gas there. They really need to pull away if they're going to have, well, I mean, great for us, make it as tight as you possibly can, but if either team wants that nice clear win and to feel a little bit more settled towards the end of this second half, they're going to have to start putting the groundwork in right now. And Little Whippet certainly putting that groundwork in for Leeds, picks up lead jammer less than 10 seconds into this jam. Meanwhile, Marinacre knocked out, recycled all the way back to turn 4, forced to reset, sees daylight from the pack Bear, but knocked out once again by 500 Grace Ventura and forced to recycle yet again as Little Whippet comes in on a scoring pass.
Yeah, Marinacre still being held at the back of that 4 that Leeds are now possessing. Great work from Lana Del Slay, just shutting down that outside, now shutting down the inside. Lana Del Slay doing some great covering of the track line and holding strong onto Marinacre as a Little Whippet just trying to push out of turn 1. Jukebox controlling that free wall and making sure Little Whippet has very little places to go, but looks like a illegal contact penalty has gone to the pivot of Barcelona, and as we're saying it, Little Whippet is now going to the penalty box as well.
Cut track penalty assessed to Little Whippet, so this is power jam in favour of Barcelona. Marinacre at the top of the apex for turns 1 and 2. Still on the struggle bus though, Bear, against Leeds. It is full of Leeds blockers and ain't going anywhere soon.
Ding ding, I want to get off, but I haven't made my destination yet.
Destination points denied currently though. Once again, Marinacre resets, takes the inside line, finds that door shut by the pivot, number 97, Lana Del Slay, recycled to the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Little Whippet back on track, in play, pushing forward against Barcelona's jammers, who are also holding that tight 3 wall just in the top of turn 2, Bear.
Yeah, again, great work. Marinacre being taken off on the outside, but Grace Ventura running into penalty trouble themselves. They're off to the penalty box for Leeds. So jam rolls to an end. We're just seeing what points may have been picked up at the end, and it's another 4 points for Leeds. So Leeds capitalising, not a huge amount,
Nope.
but capitalising nonetheless with the 4 points.
playing those small gains, but I've got to tell you, what a torrid time it was out there for the Jammers in that last jam. Oh, actually, the last few jams, the Jammers from both teams have really been put through the ringer. And no wonder, when you've got defense as strong as this from both teams, you're going to feel that. Let's see what happens now as Grief Lightning comes up against Caparoo. 2 in the box for Leeds as we start this jam. And Grief Lightning Caparoo being held as Grief Lightning gets on through the pack and picks up lead.
Yeah, great work, and we're now seeing the pack speeded up probably for the first time in this game as Barcelona looks to try and hold Grief Lightning. Grief Lightning sees that inside, shuts the jam down, and picks up 3 points. Great work from Grief Lightning at the beginning of that jam. Spun away from 2 big contacts, was able to pick up lead just when Caparoo thought they were about to capitalise with just the 2 blockers on track.
Yeah.
But Leeds looking really strong in this second half.
Absolutely. And Leeds also there just chasing and running that pack fast. You saw bench coach Ballistic Whistle for Barcelona actually shouting to the team to slow it down. Don't chase, don't follow that lead. But the damage was already done with those points for Leeds. Smiling Assassin back on track, joined by Willow Whips, but Smiling Assassin now picking up lead once again for Leeds.
Seems to have a nice rhythm at the moment, do Leeds. The Jammers seem to be in a good place. They seem to be looking for these points, finding these edges, finding these gaps opening up. Whereas Willow Whips is struggling a little bit themselves at this time, but 4-round penalty going to Smiling Assassin. So power jam, a much needed power jam coming in for Barcelona. And Willow Whips looking for that star pass. Looks like there's a cutting penalty being assessed.
Yeah, Jukebox is pivot but picks up a penalty, so that is not a way out now for Willow Whips. And Willow Whips clearly an accomplished skater, but I think against a team with the level of physicality Leeds have, just struggling to be able to lay down against those hits and really lean into them, instead finding just being quite reactive to them.
Yeah, you're going to either plant your skid or you're going to try and ride it out from the contacts. And at the minute, Leeds are more than equal to this and are playing a very good game. And Willow Whips is trying to find the answers, but they're not coming up just yet. Meanwhile, Smiling Assassin out of the penalty box. It's a great penalty kill yet again.
Yeah.
We haven't talked enough about how great these penalty kills have been from Leeds. And they're doing it in abundance at the minute. Coming through, picking 4 more points up with Smiling Assassin.
Yeah.
Eking out that point spread as all the action is happening here onto turn 1. Jukebox out of the penalty box for Barcelona, trying to get into the mix and trying to help out Willow Whips. And it looks like it's a successful star pass, but Jukebox just being held momentarily, sees the inside and breaks it out the pack.
So Juke does find the space but completes that initial, and of course this is a 2-minute jam of which we have 15 seconds left. Smiling Assassin with 8 points on the board. Jukebox is going to come in, but it is that straightaway turn. No nice setup on the apex here for any jumps to be made. So Jukebox really having to try and fight through. Meanwhile, Smiling Assassin found that space nice and easy. Team were there to be able to help just create that gap for her. So points advantage to Leeds. A 12-point pass this time. So three passes in that. Meanwhile, 3 for Barcelona.
We're at the largest point spread for Leeds so far in this game. 23 points, which Barcelona had during the Screen Reaper there, doing some disco dancing on the outside. Just spinning around, back up and at them, like we are back up and out on the track. Holy moly on the outside for Leeds, trying to find against Marinaka. Also looking at the outside, both jammers now being reined into the inside as Holy moly gets taken out on the inside, but held strong. Both jammers not finding lead so far as we start to dance into turn 2, and Holy moly flies through but picks up cut track penalty. Power jam for Barcelona B.
So you're right, one of the things we haven't talked about enough is how these teams are neutralising power jams either against them or in favour of them. And so it'd be interesting to see how Leeds kill this penalty, because we have seen a lot of jams where jammers are in the box. And it does get tiring to defend against that position for long periods of time. We've got 17 minutes left of this second half. And we do have Marinaka lead jammer for Barcelona. Barcelona setting up on that corner, decide to call off the jam and ice the Leeds jammer.
Yeah, and it was a smart move as well, because look at how many blockers are in the penalty box. But you've got 2 sat down, 1 ready to be let loose also with the jammer, but it's a big advantage for Barcelona right now. They need to make this power jam count. They will need to get back into this game. 23 points may not sound like a lot, but the point spread haven't been big in this game.
Really. And, lining up on that Hive Skate Hub jammer line, it was number 10, Caparoo, solo jamming as Leeds jammer Holy Moly just now returns to play. Picks up a cut track penalty bear on the way around, and so this is now power jam once again in favour of Barcelona. Caparoo, with that lead already in her pocket, takes the outside line. Pack for Leeds, very small out on track, although the penalty box is starting to empty in their favour now. But Barcelona doing some great work of just trying to set up around that apex, and we've seen before how great their jammers are, jumping that if needed. Jukebox with the switch there, just covering the positions and allowing space to open up for Caparoo. Caparoo's through, 8 points on the board so far. Minute 10 left to go as Holy Moly stands and returns to track.
Pat Caparoo sees that inside just open up. It looks like it's penalty trouble. Looks like a low block penalty being assessed to Caparoo. So power jam swings back in favour of Leeds. And Holy Moly gets taken down to the floor. Jukebox still in attendance onto Holy Moly and gets the takeoff, but runs into penalty trouble.
Yeah. And now it's Barcelona's turn to sit and watch as two blockers and jammer sit in the penalty box. So Barcelona now with the heavy job of trying to defend against this power jam.
And Leeds just breaking apart that two wall. But they have reconfirmed themselves onto turn 3. Holy Moly, though, able to break through, pick up 4 points at the end of that pass. It does leave the Barcelona pivot jukebox in the box, but the jammer is out. So we will reset with 2 jammers on track, but Leeds have broken the 100. So 101 playing 83, 22 points.
Yep, 10 points picked up by Barcelona, takes them up to 85 there, but it is an official time out right now. We've got 15 minutes to go on the clock, 14:48 to be precise, and we are going to maybe find out what that official timeout's about. Maybe we won't, who knows?
No. Meanwhile, B,
Meanwhile,
let me tell you about Roller Dirty Soaps. No, not Roller Dirty Bear, my evil twin, but Roller Dirty Soaps. Roller Dirty is the brainchild of Becky, a roller derby and handmade loving human. All the soaps are handmade and vegan, using all natural, cruelty-free products and smell incredible. Find a Roller Dirty on Facebook and Etsy, or if you pop down to the venue here today, they're in the venue.
Thanks for that, Bear. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Can we just talk a minute about the wild amount of penalties the jammers are getting in this game? Because I feel like it's way more. Now, our wonderful producer Riggs is showing me a piece of paper that has them on. And Riggs, I think, has forgotten that I can't do words and do maths at the same time. So I'm going to get an update on what those penalties look like. 6 for Leeds and 3 jammer penalties. Only 3 in this half, though, surely. In this half. In this half alone, we've seen 6 jammer penalties. That's 6 power jams in favour of Barcelona. And yet,
no capitalisation on these.
There's been 1 jam without jammer penalties so far. We've had 8 jams in this half. So what we're really seeing, Leeds' defence is iron tight, right?
It really has just grown into this game. They've really started finding each other when they've needed to. They've absolutely stopped the jammers from capitalising on points. They've really made it so tough out there. And if Barcelona don't find this rhythm, Leeds can just keep edging away that little bit and then edging away that little bit more, because they've just seemed to have found a nice rhythm in this second half.
Yeah.
At the end of the first half, they got their breaks and they were able to, retake the lead from Barcelona. They've just carried on this second half. They've got control of this. They've got to keep on with this momentum.
But what I am going to say to you is this. 10 points picked up by Barcelona in that last jam, and they are 85 to 101. So it's only a 16 point difference there. 16 point differential. It's not huge. So it also shows how Barcelona have not allowed these power jams to run away from them. However, Little Whippet back on track. Lead jammer for Leeds, Marinacre, picks up a penalty bear.
apparently illegal contact during the start of that jam. So little whippet with the power jam. So now 4 power jams for Barcelona being given up as Leeds are coming through. Picks up 3 points on that pass. Little whippet just checking in with the bench. Seeing what they want them to do. They're going to carry on running this, trying to find their way through. Now hitting up to the inside, hitting up to the middle, trying to find the outside, and does so. Picking up the...
That's a late hit there from the Barcelona skater, and indeed, clockwise block is set, so penalty to Barcelona.
Yeah, that's Maggie Love on the way to the penalty box for Barcelona. At the end of that, 108 plays 85. 23-point spread now.
Yeah.
We seem to be hanging around 16, 23 points at this time. No larger point spread so far in this game. But Leeds with this momentum can start eating into that because they are still on that power jam.
Absolutely. We're seeing in the penalty box, Barcelona's jammer standing. But it's still Leeds that is going to have the... advantage. 1-1-1 Grief Lightning with the star. Looks like we've got an official timeout just coming to an end thanks to our amazing NSO Crystal Weiss, keeper of the time
and drinker of the wine.
I never
it
said
rhymes, you know. I'm not saying anything, but
sure.
It just rhymes. 108 plays 85.
But once again, we're seeing Barcelona with that micro pack out on track with 2 blockers in the penalty box. Grief Lightning takes the outside line, finds easy space in turn 1. Marinacre back on track and in play, bounces into the 3 wall from Leeds, up by turn 1 there as Grief Lightning comes in once again, but star pass to Jukebox for Barcelona springs the jammer through. However, Grief Lightning is not going to let that one run.
No.
No, thank you.
Now, we'll shut this one off.
Yeah.
We'll reset a little bit. Why not? You know, we got some time. You know, make it what it is, you know what I mean? Make it what it is. Why don't you do what you like to do, you know? I
have no idea either. So, calls off that jump. Picks up 4 points, though, for Leeds.
Yeah. And so 1-1-2 playing over 85. Willow Whips and Smiling Assassin jamming on track at the start of this jam. Hand is down, and away we go. Smiling Assassin trying to find the outside. Has that shut down. Looking at the inside. But now into the middle and pushing out that Barcelona wall. And there goes your lead. But looks like a penalty has been assessed.
Yeah, forearms penalty assessed, delivered quite convincingly there. Willow Whips still in the mix, has passed the star. That's going to go to Carl Leon.
So Smiling Assassin picked up a second penalty as well.
Oh.
So they got called for the penalty, then they picked up a second penalty. So 2 penalties going to be served now by Smiling Assassin. So you've got that minute to play with. Barcelona have to make this count now as Corleone coming into the pack, trying to work around Quick and Block of Glory, and does so.
Yeah, Quick and Block of Glory just with that late hit picks up a penalty for that. So once again, that penalty spin goes in favour of Barcelona as Leeds start to feel a bit light out on track. Corleone knocked out on the outside, recycled back between turns 1 and 2. Barcelona quite happy to set up on those apexes though, Bear.
Yeah, that's where they've been making the most money in this game so far. And now trying to push out 2 blockers of Leeds. Looks like Kay Hizzle has run into a 4-ounce penalty, so now blocker goes and sits down in the penalty box for Leeds. Corleone is through, picking up 3 points for Barcelona, and no pass at the end of the last line of defense. 1-1-2 at this time, playing 92, so Barcelona bouncing back into this game with the use of this power jam. Power jam has drawn to a close, so Smiling Assassin is back out and about and looking for points.
Have to say, Polykiller as last line of defense for Leeds in that last pass was absolutely phenomenal. However, just ran out of track in terms of being able to stop Corleone. Well, running out of time are these 2 jammers here as jam comes to an end, but 2 further points were able to be picked up by Barcelona. Takes their jam total to 7. They're now at 94. Sorry, jam total to 9. So they're now at 94 to Leeds 1-1-2. No real gains, but they've stopped the bleed.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking at an 18-point spread now. They've tried to eat away at the spread of what it was 23 points. No team has gone higher than 23 points. Barcelona seems to have just found that little bit of shunt in that last jam with the help of that double power jam. Back into the play, though, with Caparoo, and holy moly is trying to find that inside, gets it shut down by Jukebox. Jukebox goes looking for the recycle, gets it, but Jukebox being caught up in the pack, which leaves Holy Moly on the outside to come through and pick up your lead. Meanwhile, Caparoo being held.
Yeah, Eat My Glitter is there, ready to keep Caparoo at bay. Beautiful work inside the pack by Eat My Glitter to really stop Caparoo's progress. But Caparoo does finally see daylight, completes the initial as Holy Moly in the pack on this second scoring pass. Powering through, but the referee say that is not legal. Please leave the track. Forearms penalty assessed. And actually, we're just going to stop play for 1 second to check on a skater. However, 4 points were picked up by Leeds during that period of play.
Yeah, 116 plays 94. So back to the 22-point split. So the last 4 leads gone to Leeds. Oh, I'm about to break the chair.
So 9 minutes to go. Leeds at 116. Barcelona at 94. And it's still at this point feel like this game could flip either way. They're two very well matched teams. They're different in style. Leeds' physicality, I think, is something that Barcelona have had to try to get used to. But at the same time, I think the speed and mobility of Barcelona is maybe something that Leeds, at first, certainly didn't seem to be able to contain very well.
No, and I think there was a little bit surprised about it as well, especially when they got caught out on the apexes as well. Marineka, meanwhile, rolling into the start of this jam with that agility, trying to break out, looking at that inside. Lana Del Slayer held as long as possible, but is now out and lead, and hopefully going to make this power jam pay as they try to bring themselves back into that Leeds lead.
And really within touching distance now of being able to put these points on the board. One blocker from Leeds also going to the penalty box. Marineka just picking off that last line of defence, number 98, Quicken blocker Glory, who now is also off to the penalty box as Holy Moly returns to play. Barcelona setting up on that apex beautifully to allow Marineka opportunities, which she fully takes to pick up those points nice and easy.
Yeah, great apex. Took a bit of a spill after it, but great speed and track awareness to get them through there. Barcelona going on a big old shutdown at this time on Holy Moly. Holy Moly still being Holy Moly's been on track now for, I think, 3 jams now because of the penalty trouble they've run into. So Holy Moly, might just be feeling it a little bit, trying to get the assistance of Lana Del Slayer. Lana Del Slayer trying to help the jammer out. Holy Moly, though, able to stay on track with 3 blockers left to deal with Barcelona. Maggie Love just out front trying to hold Holy Moly.
The thing is, you can only keep your blockers going for so long, right? Like, the blockers really have to spend some time with these jammers from Barcelona in particular. I think you can maybe leave them unattended for a little while, but let's face it, if you do that and they're anywhere near an apex, they're just going to jump it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're just going to go for it. Like, they can't help themselves. They need to jump those apex. So the blocking contingent has been kind of really pulled between the defending but also wanting to do some offense, but perhaps not being able to enact that as well as one would sometimes hope.
No, and I think especially with when Leeds were at that 23-point spread, they were starting to feel more confident about how they were playing up against Barcelona.
Yeah.
And then they've had a couple of knocks, especially with the power jams. Barcelona have started to capitalise on it. Not fully, but they've now become 10 points within Leeds. It's a big leap from where there was. They've now started to just take a little bit of hold of this game now.
Yeah.
And especially if the Jams have just started to feel a little bit, Marinaka and Caparoo, are going to be very crucial in these last 7 minutes, because that's all we've got left.
Yeah.
10 points, 7 minutes. It's a lovely game.
I mean, even I can do those maths. So 12 points were picked up by Barcelona in that last period of play, which, recapping our scores, takes them to 106 and Leeds on 116. We are just having a time out for injury, and our medics on site today doing a fantastic job of looking after all of our skaters. Coming up, we've got further games, though. Don't forget, this isn't the only highlight of today.
Oh, God, no.
I mean, me and Bear being in your ears, that's definitely...
And you get to hear us again tomorrow during the juniors exhibition game.
We have. Who let us loose on the junior exhibition game? Madrid
Riggs.
versus Amsterdam, and then it's Leeds versus Oxford at 6 p.m. Probably a little bit later. Doesn't actually matter because you're going to see it later anyway. You're not seeing this now.
Not now.
Not
now. In the future.
That's right.
Because it's happening now, but you can't hear us now.
I don't think I can sit
but
through this
later
again.
on, you can hear us in the future. So the future is now, but it's not now. It's did today now. So the future is later, which you can listen to.
Do you know, I realised that a lot of people say that I pull really funny faces when I'm doing commentating.
Okay.
I think I probably pull those faces when I'm commentating in-house, but they obviously only get captured on live stream. And I feel like the common denominator is you.
Because I'm trying to describe that you can watch these later on because we're talking about it now, but you can't hear us now, but in the future you
Great.
can.
That's brilliant. I think we're all 100% clear about where we are and are not in the future.
We're not in the future now, but people are hearing us now in the future.
Back to the action. This is going to be a stormer of a jam. I can feel it. 167 Little Whippet comes up against Willow Whips. Willow Whips knocked out by number 13 Flamboyant Potato. Recycled back. Meanwhile, Little Whippet held in a steely 3-wall from Barcelona Bear. Pushing forward, that comes in. The support comes from 1-0. Eat My Glitter tries to act as a wrecking ball here to help Little Whippet out of the fix. Does not work. Meanwhile, Barcelona's blockers come up trying to clear a way for Willow Whips to get on through. Willow Whips now swallowed in the sad place that is any kind of 3-wall that Leeds build.
Yeah, and what a great brace they are. They're really holding strong. Willow Whips is trying to find this wall, trying to get it moving. They have picked up lead. They are trying to fight the way through, but they have been recycled back. Great work from Point Potato. Meanwhile, Little Whippet is out and about, but the jam is going to get shut down, and no points picked up for both jammers.
Brilliant, though. You know, Barcelona did pick up that lead. They were in the driving seat, though. They're not in the driving seat when it comes to points. So great call to call it off, not give Leeds opportunity to score points, just reset that jam. Give yourselves another bite at the points cherry.
Yes, which is what Caparoo and Grief Lightning will be trying to do into this next jam. 116 plays 106. 6 minutes under 10 seconds left to play. Grief Lightning sees that outside, but it gets shut down by Jukebox. But Grief Lightning, great speed, seeing that inside open up, picks up lead within the first few seconds of the jam starting. But a star pass by Barcelona. That will go to number 2-3. I do believe it is Maggie Love. Maggie Love will be looking for points, but Grief Lightning in control of this jam. Sees the outside, shuts the jam down, and picks up 3 points.
Yeah, Leeds absolutely not taking any chances here that Barcelona will get a kind of aid and pick up points. They want to keep that score where it is for Barcelona. Leeds now at 119, Barcelona 106. Something we've not seen recently, as in the last 2 jams, is mega penalties.
I thought you were going to say something. Me eating a salad, but, you know, that's a bit naughty. Anyway, 119 playing the 106.
It's Holy Moly up against Marinacre. Marinacre held at the back, pushes on through. Holy Moly pushed out forward to the front of the pack, was swallowed by the Barcelona blockers, now finds herself in the midst of this pack as frantic blocking ensues here. But Holy Moly able to find space around that outside line to pick up lead for Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds well in control. Looks like it could. Oh, no, we're still in play. We're still up and running.
A little bit of confusion. No pass, no penalty, no points.
No, but Holy Moly is still being held in that pack load. So the seconds were given up, but the Barcelona defense were able to hold it. Marinacre just getting confused with the hand signals that was being created. You know, for us, you know, you could see it nice and clear from here with Sparks just showing, you know, you're not leading. That's it, really. Yeah. You're not in any trouble. You're not in any trouble.
I'm not angry or disappointed.
You're just not lead.
You're just not lead.
You're just not lead. No, crack on. So 1-2-3 plays 108. Leeds looking to edge out this game. 15-point speed split. Willow Whips coming up against a Little Whippet.
Well, you know, like Leeds picked up 4 points in that last jam, but Barcelona actually picked up 2 along the way. So Barcelona are still putting that pressure on Leeds there. We're back into the action. Little Whippet pushes forward first for Leeds. 3-wall up front. It's a strong 3-wall, but we know how slippery Little Whippet is in that pack. She finds space on the outside line. Picks up lead for Leeds.
Yeah, outside and away we go. Willow Whips, though, getting taken back by Kay Hizzle. Barcelona Jammers just finding it a little bit tougher now as they go for the shutdown. Kay Hizzle with a quick takeoff, quick and block of glory with the recycle all the way to the high hub jam line.
The last 3 leads of this game have been to Leeds, and we are coming into the final few jams. 3 minutes left of this period, a minute on the jam clock as Little Whippet comes in on this second scoring pass. Being shouted to call it as Maggie Love tries to find spaces. That looks like Grace Ventura just holding firm at the back here. Maggie Love really struggling to find an in on this 3-wall. Kay Hizzle also in attendance. And number 97, Lana Del Slay, completing that trio of doom.
And comes at the end, it looks like no points being picked up by Barcelona. 3 more points being picked up by Leeds, which leaves us at 22 points with 2 minutes left to play. So if Caparoo is going to do something wonderful, it has to be now.
And it has to be big.
Yes.
Just constantly apex jumping, leaping. We laugh, but actually it's way beyond either of our physical prowess to be able to do that. But I wouldn't put it past some of these amazing skaters in the room this weekend.
Rude, you don't know what I'm capable of.
I do.
All right.
I've seen you walking upstairs, Bear.
The steps were steep. And I'd already, done a press-up that day. So what do you want from me?
Oh, and 1 press-up is more than enough. Okay, we're back to it. 1:30.108. Barcelona in the red, Leeds in the black. And it is Grief Lightning, your lead jammer for Leeds.
Yeah, Caparoo just being held in that pack. Looks like we do have the star pass now. That has gone to Jukebox. Jukebox with the star now. Grief Lightning, though, flying through. Shuts that jam down.
Leeds call off the jam there. There's 1 minute 30 left of the clock. I'm pulling faces because I kind of feel like they could have run that jam.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement.
Just run it.
They had control of it. You know, they might have given up some points, but they was already, in the lead with the points. They've got a 26-point split at this time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's easy for us to make those decisions sat here, watching from this side. If you're Leeds and you just want to come away with a nice, tidy win, you're going to do everything possible to defend the position you're in right now, aren't you? It's not a time for taking chances, perhaps.
No, absolutely. However, I'd have run it. So 134-108, 26 points split. It's the largest split we've had so far in this game. And what a time to do it with 90 seconds left on the clock, with Leeds very much in control.
9 seconds?
90 seconds.
90 seconds.
Yeah, 90
I was
seconds.
going to say.
Times it by 10. Times it by 10. Oh, the Big Ben. Bong.
1 minute 30. You got your song in. There you go. Okay. 5-0-5. Marinacre with the star for Barcelona. And that is number 2, Holy Moly for Leeds.
Yes, holy moly indeed.
Well, holy moly, look at the speed of that. Less than 5 seconds to pick up lead jammer for Holy Moly and Leeds.
Star pass has been given to Maggie Love. Meanwhile, Holy Moly looking to capitalize on the outside, but gets taken out and now recycled back. Big recycle back by Barcelona. Capron in attendance with Kate Hizzle. Both jammers making their way back. Holy Moly seeing that outside.
Well, it's kind of like a jammer carousel right now as both jammers keep getting knocked out, recycled back. Maggie Love trying to find the space. Of course, Holy Moly is in complete control here. Completes an initial scoring pass. Picks up the points for Leeds. That's 4 more on the board. As Maggie Love pushes forward. Will Leeds just simply run this now? We're down to less than 30 seconds in this jam. And jam is called.
Looks like an official review is called by Barcelona. Looks like they'll be using it just as a timeout. So there will be time for one more jam. 29 points would be the split B.
Well, 2 points were picked up by Barcelona in that last period of play. 5 for Leeds in total. But as you say, 29 points now. So, pretty much assured that Leeds are going to go through, that Leeds will win this game. However, never say never.
Ever. Never. Oh, damn it.
It's possible. I believe.
But everyone says never say never, but you've already said it. So
I am not the person who says this game could go either way. And I do think that Leeds have pretty much signed, sealed and delivered for them. But I think Barcelona are very, very determined here. This is like one of their first tournaments that they've done over in the UK, I feel. And they've got a real determination about them. Leeds have been a very tough opponent, but they took on board that learning whilst they've been playing, which is a phenomenal skill to do. And Leeds have been a very worthy opponent for them. Caparoo picks up lead.
And away we go. So 29 points is the split. Little Whippet taking the start off, trying to find their way through on the outside. Caparoo trying to find the inside. Jukebox doing a sterling job just holding Little Whippet. Caparoo seeing that inside coming through, picks up 4 points. Little Whippet just being held at the back. That is Jukebox in attendance with drama tape. Caparoo back through for 4 more points.
That's 8 on the board so far. And you can see once again Barcelona just doing that setup around the apex, giving every opportunity for Caparoo. However, Leeds are fighting back, trying to imprint their stamp on where they want the pack to be. Barcelona with 2 blockers in the penalty box do have a bit more of an added challenge. However, Caparoo certainly not giving up here. And the 2 blockers from Barcelona holding Little Whippet at bay.
Yeah, Little Whippet still trying to find out of drama tape and Jukebox. As Caparoo trying to find their way through. Leeds doing good defense. Lana Del Slayer goes in with a big contact. All the action happening as we're rolling into turn 3. Caparoo looks as though they've just gassed themselves a little bit coming out of turn 3. Little Whippet is out of the pack and looking for points.
Yeah, Little Whippet did make it out there, but Jam comes to an end there. So close. 12 points picked up by Barcelona. Takes their unofficial score to 1-2-2. Leeds, though, taking home that win at 1-3-9, and what a phenomenal game of roller derby that was.
Really was. We saw Barcelona dominate that little bit in the first half. Seemed to have control of this game, and then Leeds came bouncing back at the last 10 minutes of that first half, retaking the lead, and from there on in, they never really looked back.
Yeah.
Barcelona had moments that they may have been able to capitalise on, but it just didn't happen for them because Leeds did the right thing at the right time. Shut it down when they needed to. The Jammers grew in confidence all the way through the game. Grief Lightning and Holy Moly, 2 standout players for me in this game.
Absolutely. Phenomenal players. But also, let's just talk a little bit about that adversity they faced in terms of the fact that both teams had mega jammer penalties. Sometimes multiple jammer penalties in one jam. And yet, for them still to be able to post those number of points up on the board for both teams and keep that differential to a relatively close score, phenomenal.
Yeah, great work from Leeds. Adapted when they needed to and come away with a victory that they would feel very happy about.
Well, that's it for the game. It is your final score. As we said, Leeds 139, Barcelona 122. We're signing off for this game, but do stay with us. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the bear's not helping. I'm trying to find the game schedule for the day. Nobody's helping me. It's like one of those horrible nightmares. It's gone.
Just know, there's a next game coming up. Of course
Madrid are playing.
Look, I'm half in. I'm half in.
I feel like that's who you are in my life. You're just always halfway in.
Egg?
So I've been the lovely Beatrix.
Can I offer you an egg at this sad time?
He's been the wonderful roller polar bear. This game's been fantastic. Make sure you tell all your friends about it. Watch it back multiple times. There's going to be plenty to learn about. And we'll see you again very soon from the Turing Cup 2020.